Everyone, hi everyone. That's the fourth time and it freaks me out. I've done a lot of these. I mean, years worth, right? And this is the first time it's going to tell me. I have big speakers in my room, and it's like, who's talking to me? Anyway, it was God letting me know that we started recording. So today is May 26, 2021, and this is an introduction to the My Word Made Flesh, our new book coming out, version of our Kahuna, which is a series of trainings, 4 segments each one, and some back study that comes with it. Sacred body language translation, bio-optic holography, and life upgrade coaching. So what I'm thrilled about, and thank you all for being here tonight, and look at that little one. That's what it's all about right there. That is what it's all about. So for me, what's important to have everybody understand is that we've got conscious language, and that's, as far as I know, nobody's even close to it. I hope you are. And if we can just change one word, we can change everything in our life. Well, once somebody comes along and they go, oh, I want, all right, wait, I choose. They have changed their path in life. The word want means to desire without having. When a person goes, I choose, do you get they're changing their direction? How many get that there? So one word can change our entire existence. Simply put, it feels, and then I feel. Try those words out. It feels, I feel. So once somebody begins to engage and find the language of their heart, we wake up that we have a choice. How many of you have been involved in conscious language and didn't really get that you had a choice? I'll raise my hand on that. It's either this or that. You're either for me or against. Well, there's all kinds of new options. So once somebody gets in the game, we have imagination, activation, outcome facilitation, all these tools that are in this training called All For You. Then the skill set of sacred body language translation is beneficial. In fact, it's so completely accurate. It's almost terrifying to the illusion and comforting to our spirit. And so tonight I'm going to demonstrate some steps that happen in our book. There's 7 steps. I'll go over those in a minute. And then I'll share with you why the facilitation, why having the skill set is so important for yourself and for others. So in our, I might go do that now. I believe I'll just go share that now. One moment, please. All right, here we go. And Adam, you think I should make that a little bigger?
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, it's pretty good. I can read it good, and I guess depending on, there you go.
Is that more better?
Yes.
My technical, more better. All right, so the name of our book is called My Word Made Flesh, and it's about 52 years of eval and study and whatever, distillation. And we just did a deep dive in the book with whatever number, about 30 people, something like that. And some folks that were brand new to the system made more progress than a whole bunch of trainings that we've done before. And it let me know, wow, this is the time. So I'll put it just simply, and then I'll get into showing you how this works, is whatever's gone on the planet with this pandemic or plandemic or whatever anybody like to call it, I believe is a signal that to have something take away our health from outside of us is over. How many like the idea of being sovereign? Me as well. I mean, yeah, like I like that Josh-like thing right there. I'm like, yeah, double yes. So, and again, just to share with you, when we did the translation, hopefully I can get to show you what the book is actually. This is just the outline. Vaughn and I did the translation from Young Living's, all the singles, blends, and supplements of Young Living. And she said, well, what's viruses? And so with all the things that have come out about viruses are not alive. How many get that? They're not alive. And so if they're DNA, RNA type encoded, let me find out if you've got what I need to operate. So how many like the idea that the word becomes flesh? Decree a thing and it shall be established unto you. By your words you shall be justified, by your words you shall be condemned. A man or woman, this is the biggest, who offendeth not in word, the same as a perfect person and able to bridle the whole body. So let's just say potentially language stored, thought, word, and emotional patterns stored, genetic and experiential in us are either hanging out waiting for something to happen, or we rise above it. I can, I am, I will, I choose, I have, I love, I create, I enjoy, I empower. For me, God is the only presence of power acting here. You have to use your words. I use mine. So when I put together this portion of the book, which I'll be sharing with you, the role of understanding the depth of sacred body language translation. We've got more information on sacred body language in this book than anything by far, like a factor of 100 or 1,000. So somebody's going to get to information very, very quickly. That why it's important to have the skill set to be able to read body languages. It's not just, oh, kidney this, knee this, shoulder this. We're going to, so you can access whatever's going on in the body or in the symptom or signal by asking a question, and then the decree will resolve it. But what really is beautiful, which I hope to demonstrate tonight, is that once we get the right, accurate question, the static, which means not moving state, will start to move, and the individual will have movement in their body, which is their spirit. I'm going to say their pure self still hooked up. Everyone's pure self is still hooked up. Our body language isn't like our socialized language that we have. Our body language is straight, direct, honest, true. And if we can read it, we can find out the body will say, move this, let go of that, wipe this off, clear that out, relieve this, but it literally is a conversation of spirit. If it still is a conversation of spirit through flesh, the temple of the most high living God, the temple of the most high living God. So our spirit rides this form just like a rider rides a horse. And there's a union, hopefully, between our spirit, our consciousness, and our form. And in the past, even all the modalities I studied early on, I've been at this 52 years, like when an herbalist or acupuncture, acupressure, all of it was basically allopathic. Do this herb for this thing, do this oil for this thing, do this. And then compliance comes along and says, you can't do that. I mean, you can't say, and I really like that we can't say that, because I actually believe consciousness is senior over anything else. And I'm going to demonstrate that tonight. So if consciousness is senior, and if we offendeth not in word, the same as a perfect person and able to bridle the whole body, life and death is in the power of the tongue, and the word becomes flesh. If all that's true, which for me, yes, then how wonderful that we can begin to understand that our body will let us know where we are in our metamorphosis or our transformation. And if we're helping others, how many like the idea of helping others of our group that are on? So many of us love helping others. So, I mean, I'll demonstrate it tonight. We'll see how many we can get done. I mean, for me, I have zero question whenever I work with somebody, because that person is going to tell me right away what's up, either through word, through these various codes, through breath, and through body movement, body shape, position, whatever it is. And they're all translatable, and every movement, every signal is always a strength attempting to come back online. It's always a blessing coming back online. The challenge with this whole life situation here is that the minute we ask, it's delivered. I'm going to say it again. The moment we ask, like we do a prayer, please God, give me. Now that's not a prayer. That's a petition or beg, a supplication. A prayer is please and thank you to the universe, to whatever you call your creator, whatever. It's please and thank you. Scripture says, when ye pray, ask, call, demand. When ye pray, ask, believing ye receive, and ye receive. Many have heard me say this before. I used to think believing was a mental state, and now I realize the word believe means to be alive in. So when I ask, when I pray, I ask, I call, and then I shift from what I'm calling to being alive in having already received it. That changes everything. So if we understand that, how many of us didn't know, I mean, hopefully you get it tonight, how many of us, until you met me anyway, in my sponsorship, because it's not my little self that's doing any of this, How many didn't know that the moment you did a full prayer, please and thank you about something, universe, God, creator, whatever name you give that thing, it's delivered. It's always delivered. Ask and you shall, seek and you shall, knock and the door shall be open. How many get that? So every time we call and say thank you, it's delivered. It's always delivered invisibly, in the unseen, invisible, intervisible. That's important, because how many went, oh, I didn't get it. Oh, I didn't get it. Oh, I didn't get it. And started to get burdened with doubt because you thought you didn't get it because you couldn't see it. This is really big. I mean, yes or no? I mean, I'm giving you a short version of something that took me decades to go, oh, whoa. The universe is always instantaneous. Like the opulence of the universe is right here. All we have to do is agree that we emit, we have it, we be alive in it. So what body language will do, so if I've been praying for opulence, abundance, and I looked and I didn't see it, if I look and I don't see it, how will you get that? Or if I'm looking for my partner. No, you're already one with your partner, your beloved. You've always been one with your beloved. Just operate. Now that I'm one with my beloved, what's new and different? I'd be alive in my union. And then when I walk by faith, not by needing to see it, not by sight, is when it comes from the unseen to the seen, from the inner visible into the visible world. It comes from the fourth, fifth, whatever dimension into three-dimensional. So when we launch our book, and I just am so amazed at how quickly individuals in a small number of times together, we're getting complete change and metamorphosis, and by practicing what we've got, because it's clearly stated all the steps. What is really helpful is that, and we'll talk a little about that with our rest of our team who are here. What's really helpful is when somebody's in the middle of it, and if they don't know how to translate what their body's saying, they might not even know what their body's doing. How many of you have been in body language class or something, or a class with me, and you didn't even know that your body was saying yes or no or two or four, scratch or whatever? Me too. Me too. I mean, I made a presentation to 10 people that I had hired to help me take this stuff to the planet. This is back in 02, 03. And I presented my vision, which we all been working on for months. And I looked around the room, and all my team members were like, they weren't lit up. And the person right across from me goes, Bob, the entire time you shared your glorious vision, you were going, no. Oh, I said, thank you. That was because there was something in me that was a no. I needed to know that. How many like to know what's true? I had a yes and a no. I had to go back and find what in me is saying no so I could fix it. So the point that I'm bringing to you is having someone you can be with, or being someone others can be with, to use all these various codes, sacred body language translation, the eyes, bio-optic holography, life upgrade coaching, which uses all the codes together, is, to me, we're going to need it. And because our book launches soon, but most likely the current potential ship date is the beginning of August. And a lot is going in it. A lot is still being built in it from Young Living. I mean, oh my gosh, oh golly, holy mackerel. And anyway, I'll just leave it at that, because when it comes out, you all go, whoa, and I'll show you part of it. So anyway, when it comes out, the smaller classes are going to change, because there's a few people in Young Living. How many know what I'm talking about? I mean, just in Marcella von Harding's organization, she has 1.8 million people, active distributors worldwide, or members, or whatever they call them now, in her organization. 1.8 million. I asked her one time, is it okay if I share with our team tonight that you have 1.5 million? And she goes, no. Well, okay, I won't know. I have 1.8 million now. Of course, that was like 3 months later. I'm going, oh, okay, I can count that high. 1, 2, 3. Anyway, so I'm at the point right now of going, help. And help to be a good steward for what I'm going to show you. And if one requirement I have to do this is you vote victory, you see perfection. You stay fully present, because whoever our guinea person is tonight, cancel clear, that's my fun way of saying it. that has something going on physically that we're going to talk about, not the name of a disease. We don't need that ever. In fact, naming a disease is kind of silly. You know, you might say, what others call this, I am experiencing. Well, if we can find what the experience is, we'll be able to ask a question that helps the person find, oh, how they co-created the situation. And then with a series of upgrades, decrees, usually even just knowing the truth will set us free. Instead of something coming into us or taking over. No, we agreed with it. We're involved. So imagine, if you will, you have a skill to be able to sit with someone while they're sharing something with you and read out to them, not coach them like, well, I think you need to, no, you're going to just translate them to them. And the blessings that have been bestowed, the minute we ask, truly, we receive. The minute we seek, we find. The minute we knock, the door is open. And yet it's open, it's delivered in the invisible. How many of you right now are going, oh, that's what happened? How many looked to see versus walked in faith? So do you get, all right, so now when we're with a person, and I'll demonstrate this in a minute, when we're with someone, they will start to tell everything that's been hidden. The subconscious will say straight up, we like the burden, responsibility, communication. It'll start to say all these things. And if we ask about, and I have that, and your body's saying this, and this, and this, and all of a sudden the person, the hidden, not claimed, not agreed to, not understood, not appreciated, not yesed, is now starting to be yesed or agreed to or appreciated. So the person that may be burdened or having a lot of signals or repeating patterns going on simply didn't agree that their request was delivered, because they, and that can you imagine how that might strengthen doubt? Yes, how many have ever, I'm just not even going to ask that question. I'm not going to ask it. The whole system will show you how that works. So where we started enthusiasm, if we go down scale, pain, anger, fear, grief, apathy, unconsciousness, to a smaller pseudo level of enthusiasm, pain, anger, fear, grief, apathy, unconsciousness, and on down. And then, all right, let's go back up scale. So this whole system is about walking back up this scale of what I call the emotional harmonics. The ultimate goal is enthusiastic enthusiasm. How many like that idea? And by the way, you won't necessarily be comfortable to be with. And Adam, you've got somebody who's mic'd, so if you can unmic him, that'd be great. So there's 7 steps that we have. And can you find that, Adam? Do you have a way to take a look?
Yeah, I'm looking. I get to see it.
Okay. And somebody's humming right now, so I'll see if I can find it. No, mine doesn't show.
Everyone looks muted.
Yeah, everybody make sure you're muted, because somebody's in the bathroom. No, just kidding. All right, so
Denise.
that was Andrea. She's muted. Nope, no, she's just, there you go. Good. All right, so in the 7 steps, you engage your current limitation and love it. We just did a deep dive on this. I kept coming back to this one thing, that whatever you're here to change, upgrade, or whatever, if you do it with resistance, you're not going to upgrade. You're going to drag along what you don't like. So this is part of the book. It's very strong in the book. And then once somebody finds what they're choosing to upgrade, then they have to put it into words with sacred body language translation, which is what I'm going to demonstrate tonight mostly. And so somebody will have something going on. I will be able to help that person tonight, or whoever else it is tonight, find how to know what created, what co-created, what thought, word, and feeling pattern, the trinity of language, is involved in the physical pattern in the body, their body, or in the repeating pattern. And then once we get specific with it, we write it out. Scripture says it this way. It says, when we have the name of a thing, we have power over the thing. I'll say it again. When we have the name of a thing, we have power over the thing. So we're going to be able to name exactly what the repeating pattern is. And then we're going to reverse or upgrade with conscious language decrees. And they're life-giving, kids. This is a life-giving thing. And then we're going to shift by imagination activation into already having, now that I'm thriving, now that I'm comfortable, now that I forgive, now that I'm partnered with, now that I'm fully supported, what's new and different. There's these decrees that begin to happen. And then we imagine from our new claim already existing, instead of attempting to find out how to get it. Scripture says, I have ways you know not of, and they're beyond finding out. I use scripture as a law book in quantum physics, not at all ever in religion. Just know that. So then once step 5, once we shift into already having, then this is where nutrients, frequency, plant kingdom, the blood of the plant come in. And the reason I picked Young Living is, number one, it's the most profound company on the planet for using essential oils. Gary Young designed all this amazing stuff, and he was definitely sponsored in what he did. I know that as a fact. I used to carry all the essential oils back in the 70s, mid 70s, and I got out of it because some were clean and pure and some weren't, even though I was buying the highest quality. And when I finally met Gary back in the 90, whatever it was, I mean, it was like, oh, I mean, just anyway, it brought me home. I'll put it that way. So whatever type of nutrient, whether it's a supplement, whether it's a vitamin, mineral, hopefully in the highest thing, we use all those things. Enzymes, we find that enzymes rule over all other nutrients, and then minerals, and then to all the rest of the stuff. What we're doing is we're not using the nutrient or the oil or the supplement to fix something, which is what the medical model or compliance is. That you can't say this is anti something or that'll heal disease. It doesn't heal disease. Anything nutritional does not heal. It restores faith. Only faith without works, faith without action is death. So how many love the idea of knowing, all right, here's what's up, and being able to tag exactly the substance, the nutrient, the essential oil, whatever it is, the enzyme that's going to help move that or restore faith. And you use it, only you're agreeing, you're letting the oil lubricate you forward into what you're here for. So for me, once we get body language, sacred body language hooked up, you can read for yourself or anyone else exactly what's returning and agree with it. I can do it with everybody here. I mean, I could just ask you 1 or 2 questions, and most likely your body would say something. I can translate you to you, and it will expand your awareness and give you a big yes for where you are. I mean, love being able to do that for yourself. Wake up in the morning and know what's going on. Like Pamela right now is going, oh, I'm fully supported. I'm healing the fear of other people having anger with me. That's what Pamela just said. By going like that, because she reached the upper spine where thyroid, thymus, etc. are, and is support. I mean, and is that true, Pamela? Was that pretty accurate? How many like that? I mean, Pamela's going, that's enough for that, Bob. I just had an itch there. Leave me alone. Just kidding. Just kidding. And it's imperative that we see perfection. It's imperative. So the step number 6 is where we supercharge our upgrade. We supercharge our decrees. We're using like my mentor, Marian Jager, back when I was 27 years old, shared with me that essential oil is the marriage of heaven and earth. It's sunlight through photosynthesis into the blood of the plant. So we're bringing sunlight into our life that's frequency specific according to the personality of the plant. And every plant has a God-given, direct Mother Nature frequency that increases for us. That's what it's doing. How many love that? I mean, how many of you, if you have friction, you put a drop of oil in there, it works. Well, that's what the pure plant essential oils do, is it restores frequency. It reduces, but I'm going to say lets things move with ease and grace. Also with the olfactory, just so you can understand, there are no filters for the olfactory. That's the only sense that we have that has no filter, none. So doubt can't touch the oil. When you put it on, it goes straight in. Now, do you get a sense of this is completely an addition to what we've got in the nutrition, enzymes, minerals, essential oils, etc. Anyway, we've heard it, we know it works. And then once somebody does step 6, they create an outcome map with their new outcome, their new life is. So anyway, that's what this is all about. So I'll just go through this. So in the book, Laws of Reversal, Spiritual Role of Symptoms, and Repeating Limiting Life Pattern. How many realize anything going on in your world, body language, or whatever else has a purpose? All things have a purpose under heaven. How many have felt you just being punished? Come on, how many have ever felt? I like the hands that go a little. All right. It just keeps finding me. It just keeps finding me. It just keeps chasing me. Well, that phrase keeps it chasing us. Decree a thing and it shall be established unto you. So anyway, there's a spiritual role in all that. If we can go, oh, okay, if I have lack, I haven't valued myself enough, and I haven't picked goals great enough and high value enough for my creator self, my God self. How many of you right now are going, that's true? And if you were incarnate, came into a life where you were deficient or talked down to, that's the opposite of who you are. Our greatest weakness should be our greatest strength. So anyway, the whole thing begins to reveal pathway forward, upscale. However we go downscale, it leaves a trajectory of going upscale. It's easy to translate it. And then the science and practice of sacred body language, which I'll start tonight with you. And then to prepare your shift into greater health and wealth. And there's a lot of, in other words, we have to feel the meaning in each word deeply enough to get this to work. So that's where the coach comes in. That's where the facilitator makes all the difference in the world. And then how do you build an effective decree or reversal? You have to have your highest choice, and you have to feel the meaning as you say it. You have to stay in it until every cell in your body says yes. And then every upgrade is not going to be an improvement. It's going to be being made new. So how many of you get, all right, how many is it time? How many sat home long enough in the COVID dance to go, I'm ready for completely new, a new world. Thank you very much. Anyone?
Bob, I choose to jump in on this. It's popped up a couple of times for me. So on this topic, like what Bob's talking about, and I've done this as well since he's brought this to my awareness, like Bob for 50 years or more, however long he has, he's been decreeing and calling forth all of us. So just like the scripture, all things have a purpose under heaven. There's a reason why you're here on this call tonight. There's a reason why you're even touching mastery systems and Bob's hem of his garment, because there's been calls made. Hello, Charlie, you there? Yes, Susan? No. I mean, our heart has been calling. And so there's a purpose of why we're here. And this is highly valuable, because if you've been paying attention at all what's going on our planet, and if there's even a couple degrees of truth to what's really going on our planet, it requires all of us to have these tools to be able to support our humanity. I mean, we're waking up to being sovereign beings and understanding, just like in mastery systems, in life and wherever you're at with whatever type of government, we are sovereign beings and we have a choice and our voice matters. So for me, I'm just reminded that this is just so important, that there's a reason why you're here, just like me. I mean, me and Bob had an agreement to come together on some level. He's called us forth. So if your heart says yes, and in some way, at least my belief is it has already, like, it's just so valuable that you get trained and understand what this book really means. And that's why specifically we're catering and precisely tuning this next training coming up for this, so that we're able to support all of the stuff that's going on our planet, because it's time to reverse all of that stuff and understand what it turns into. Period.
Amen. Hi, Brian Bray, by the way. Good to see you, my friend. So cool. So cool. So, yeah, and this is, I mean, many people have been with me many years ago, whatever, all that stuff. So that what we've got, the book is almost 400 pages now. And just to give you a sense of now, what the body language is how to read where somebody is, but the book gets whatever signal is going on, whatever part of our body is functioning, whatever issue is up. I'm going to go all the way to where I meant to go. One moment, please. I know where I am. That's so funny. I can do this. What my victory? There we go. All right. So what we now, I mean, we can figure out quickly. In other words, here's the body part. Here's the signal or issue, the way to build a craft of question. And that question is the deal. You ask the right question, like, why am I screwing up? You're going to find out you're a screw up. But what is it going to take for me to be consistently successful here? Ask a question, the answer which is going to benefit you. That's what this is all about. It's so, you reach into the universe and ask a question, you're going to get an answer. Why can't I afford it? Because you can't afford it. But what's it going to take for me to be able to do everything I love to do? Ask that, you're going to get an answer that will benefit you. This whole book is about that. So it's a reframe about, like the word disease means unease. So I'm going to the doctor today for some unease, or I'm going to my modality person for unease. No. Do you get what? And this is not modality specific. Now, I'm not going to say you have to do, no. Whatever you love doing that you get results with, add this to it. Because cause must change for you to get a change. Work on the symptom, good luck, maybe, maybe not. The only way we're going to get a change of anything, repeating pattern, physical symptom, whatever relationship, anything, is if we change our consciousness. And so what happens here, just so you can see it, is like this is like anatomy, this is a signal, and then these are decrees. Every one of the decrees in here work. I mean, I've used them for years and years and years and years and years, and in my practice of helping people, etc., my coaching, facilitation, whatever, they work. And so if you can imagine, just follow along and get a sense of how quickly you can figure out whatever's going on in your world. I'm going to do it this way. And if you're super learners, you can figure it out, like all the fingers, hands, fingernails. Adam's got a great story on that for later. I'll do it this way. It's easier. So every aspect of the body is translatable to consciousness through a question. And then the decree is the resolution. Let the weak man say, I am strong. That's the totality of the law of reversal. All the teeth are involved. And you can immediately know what's going on with your teeth. All the vertebrae. And then I go into a deep dive. When I first did this, assimilation, digestion, and elimination, the gut is everything. So I shared and got specific. And then I also created quick, fast, powerful ways for coaches to get right to the issue. Pineal, is it time to access your enthusiastic creativity? Every one of these. And then I went, well, I'll just do the rest of the body, quick stuff, not even the deep dive I had before. So all these are quick, somebody can get right to it in a heartbeat, ask a question, get a resolution. And then I built a bit more quick stuff. And then I realized, oh, it's even bigger than that. The gut is it. So all right, I'm going to deep dive into stomach, small intestine, large intestine, cecum, appendix, ascending, hepatic, transverse colon, splenetic, on and on and on. And then we've got all the things that happen in the body, abrasions, abscess, etc. Same thing. We find the question, and then we find our involvement in it. Oh yeah, that has been going on. Once we find that, you can flip anything. Instead of working on what's wrong, you find your participation in the creation of the pattern. And again, it's not modality specific. There's a lot of things. When I even put this together, I got rid of all kinds of disease names because they were so far down from cause that it's just to go to the body part. Your body part will tell you exactly what's going on. And then there's more here. I'll do one more thing here. The emotions are in it. There's all the scale of emotions. And then here's what my mentor taught me. How many of you use essential oils? All right, so here's what, this is back when I was 20 some years old. Marion Jaeger looked like a female Merlin. I mean, she would have been a better Merlin than any movie I've ever seen, by far. Whoa, not even close. And she was real. And she was a magician in the best, most beautiful way. And she did everything by scripture, by the way, which I think is completely cosmic. Essential oil is the essence of the marriage of the earth and the sun through photosynthesis. So remember, you're getting sunlight in that oil. The human body is made up of many bodies, not just physical. Thought forms attach at different parts of the body. Thought forms have short-circuited our best efforts. Oils protect from all kinds of friction, mechanical, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Oils keep the parts from rubbing against each other. Same in relationships. How many get that? And that's what a lot of hers was about, is how to use the oils in relationship. The barriers, doors, or chakras have 7 major openings which connect to the endocrine system. Chakras are transformers like electricity. They're electrical. Body Electronics teaches us that. Chakras, or what she called the gate of feelings, are the only port of entry or exit of our thought forms. Reactive patterns make prison doors of our chakras. Oils loosen the hinges. Now we're going to do a whole bunch of more reversal. We're adding a whole bunch. I'm standing on her shoulders, so to speak. Oils open the gates, energy centers, or chakras of the bodies, and only open from inside. Every one of our transformations has to be from within. Anything can happen on the outside, but it doesn't happen until we do it from within. Resentment, jealousy, anger, fear, guilt, blame, shame, lust, or whatever are thought forms. The most sainted of us have hidden prides, pleasures, fears, and thought forms to redeem or trade in on good God energy. We require the good God energy redeemed, unlocked, and the blocks taken out. And I'm going to say flipped or transformed. We have created these blocks. We can remove them. We can transform them. Oils help release us quickly from old thought forms, patterns, and habits of thought. And I add, oils loosen and make available the pattern. Negative pattern is counterclockwise generally, and it makes it flip. It makes it just go clockwise. It flips the pattern. And she knew that back 50 years ago. I mean, and it's proven now. I love it so much. All right. So oils help release it quickly. So oils loosen and make available the pattern. That's where I was. 17, oils polarize or reverse the vortex of thought forms. So if you've got hate and you can bring the right oil in, it flips the size of that hate into what hate really is, which is the absence of love. So the hate flip turns into love, massive love, intense love. Like a whirlwind or whirlpool, they disappear. And I add, oils flip the negative pattern into a positive spin. We're going to name that positive spin and make available the pattern to be transformed into our new choices. And they must be our highest choices. The oils help the thought forms cease to spin counterclockwise and cease to exist. And then I add, well, they don't cease to exist. They spin in a new way. So oils flip the negative pattern into a positive spin and make available the pattern to be transformed into our new choices. I think I did that already. The oils are volatile. This is really bigger than anything. I mean, how many know you have more going on than this temple, this physical 3-dimensional temple? How many feel things and walk around? And so we have huge outer bodies. We have a huge thing, and that sneeze confirms it. Brian just sneezed. That's why I like on Zoom, I'm reading so many more body language signals. It's so cool for me now. In the beginning, it was like, what? Anyway, now I love it because I can see the sneezes. It's very good. So oils are volatile and move freely in the unseen finer bodies or aura. So again, I may like to clean up your energy field. Yeah. All right. So Jesus taught the use of oils to the disciples, not the masses. The influence of odors upon the finer bodies has been a guarded temple secret down through the ages. Essential oils, this is of course, it's number 22. Essential oils are anesthetizers to the intellect, which can be a barrier to belief. So if you can imagine anesthetizer, what it does, it just goes past doubt. How many love something can get right through your stuff? That's what the oil does. And again, having it pure and all that. And thank you, Gary Young. So the function of oils is to raise the frequency or vibratory rate of slow, dead, heavy, negative thought forms, and I add, into our new choices that completely underline, replace the old pattern with our all new pattern. The old self has to die or transform into our new pattern. You have to be made completely new. How many go, all right, completely new? We'll see. Just kidding. I vote yes. Oils synchronize the rate of vibration with health and positivity, dismissing or transforming negative thought forms into our new conscious highest choice, on and on and on. I'll just leave it at that. So what I'm going to do now is take you to, here we go. Now, what Marcella Von Harding and I have done is we've taken all the singles, all the blends, and all the supplements, and we found a way to access when this is the best time to use it, and then given decrees that are getting us in the game of agreeing with the blessing in the oil. In other words, the word becomes flesh. Decree a thing and it shall be established unto you. So this are the singles, and this is Vaughn went all the way back through. She has been studying with Gary and working anyway, a lot. 1.8 million active distributors. I wonder what it is now, because that was a few months ago. So anyway, and she got all the secrets and everything of why Gary created the oil or the blend or whatever it was, and the purpose in it. And we put it into the question or the issue awareness, and then the decrees. So this is all that stuff, just to let you see what's here and then go, wow, somebody can get this and move their needle, really change where they are. But what really happens is when somebody can sit with somebody trained in this is where the Kahuna program is so important: sacred body language translation, bio-optic, holography, and life upgrade coaching. Those three things, I believe, are essential. Everybody's going to have a way to read really what's going on and how to stay present, not facilitate people. We facilitate as a coach. We must facilitate ourselves. These are the blends. So same on this. And I love every name of every blend is immaculate. I'm kind of like, yeah, let's upgrade that. I couldn't touch this. These are all obviously divinely designed. I'll put it that way. I just read present time, put it that time. All right. And then all the supplements, etc. So what's happening now, where we are with this thing, is soon this book, when we did the deep dive in the book, and all of you can still participate in that through recording. When we did the deep dive, everybody got a version of the book that they could go through. And like Brian Johnson, people who've been doing this work for a long time, he showed the other day, he just leaves the book open on his computer. And he's able to go find things like bio-optic holography. Who here, Cynthia, maybe you, could you just share what happened when you saw what we added in the book for bio-optic holography?
I want a printed copy now, yesterday. I choose. Okay. I love the way, so the old ones have just it has the eye and the structure of the eye and all the different things where it, almost like an iridology chart, if you will, and it has all the little things around it. This edition of what he's added are all the decrees and the upgrades all the way around the outside of the eye. It has changed how I do my bio-optic holography.
There you go.
Yes, and the little sections, there's so much just looking at them in little sections. This one, nope, keep going. This one, oh yes, this will be in my library very soon. And all these decrees all around the outside corresponding with what's going on with our bio-optic holography eye reading. I can take a photo now and go straight to exactly what I'm looking at and ask a question right on target, which allows a person to move up scale immediately. And it's all written right there for me. It's a beautiful tool. Yes.
Yep. And we also put in all new charts. I mean, the whole, it's all there. So that's the book. Awesome. It's cool. And way beyond anything I've ever, but what I saw is people were able to move way upscale with what's in the book. And I'm going, well, then we're going to require help. We're going to require, I don't like the word require, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to acquire plenty of help. I'll put it that way, by singing in the choir and naming my desire and take it higher. All right, I'm messing with it. But anyway, so now do you get, once, like for me, I've been through challenge in health in our family. I've been through that. Anybody's been through that, what the family members are going through when somebody's in a health challenge, or this also works for financial challenge or relationship challenge. The system finds cause instead of working on the signal. And it's not modality specific. So can you imagine if somebody can get the book and then go, I need help and reading out where I am and what's going on. And let's say there's only 10 people. Now, somebody said the other day, there was something like 28 or 26 million active distributors in Young Living worldwide. I'm like, what? What? Hello? Urtaba? Hello? So I'm going, oh, okay, I can imagine that. I, y'all got that? So let's say that 1,000 people get it. We usually work with a couple hundred a year. I mean, when you do the highest potential, we might work with 2,000 a year. And from that, we manage and we do classes, and thank you very much. Well, pretty soon this thing is going to be big. So your heart knows. That's why, I'm calling, and we had, again, 101 signed up last time that Maggie told me that, whatever it is. And whoever's listening to this, watching it, because if you sign up, you get to watch it. I'm saying, please come, and we'll do anything on our end. Why? Because right now, skill is required. Anybody that's done sacred body language before, you're way ahead of the game, and I got so much more to show you now. I mean, even just to share that anyone that's heavily burdened has already received their blessing. They've been delivered. They just didn't accept it. I'm going to say it again. Anyone that's heavily burdened is burdened by the blessings they asked for that they didn't say thank you for. They didn't know they got it. They didn't know it was delivered on the invisible or unseen world. Does that help everyone? When I finally figured that, I was like, yeah, that happened. My God is faithful. I'm going to get the universe is faithful. However you frame that, what you put your attention upon, that you become. So if I say, please God, give me X, Y, and Z, and then I go, where's X, Y, and Z? It's in the invisible, dude. Self. Walk forward. Now that I've got X, Y, and Z, the system will cover that. Now that I'm thriving, now that I'm healthy, now that I have my beloved, now that I'm relaxed, now that I'm doing what I love to do. So for me, what I'm sharing in the Kahuna, and this is My Word Made Flesh is the name of the book, are now from here on out, I imagine everything I do will be about this book. Because the book, let them study that, and then they're going to be primed and ready to move up scale. They've already engaged, they've done most of the work, and you're just going. And again, the coaching is not, I really think that if you can be very loving and very wonderful, how many have a finger that pops up sometimes on that? People talk that way to you. But when somebody is asking me a question because I just gave a signal, and it's like, well, yeah, okay. And by the way, what I share about coaching is every one of you, if you have a coach, make sure you have a coach that makes you sweat. How many get it? Has you get hot? How many? Because that's a flame of transformation. Instead of somebody that goes, oh, it's so nice, I think you can move up the next Thursday. Would that be a good time? We did a coach or a psychologist that way for 3 meetings. And after that, my whole family said, never going back to her again. Because she never said one word other than next Thursday. Would that be a good time? 3 meetings. Got it? Or no, 6 meetings. We all got to go once, and we all got to go again. 3 of us, Helena, Mignon, and I. Well, right after we got married, I just about codependence and whatever. So she never said a word other than, the word she said would next Thursday. I think she was a robot. Anyway. And we're all about, what does this transform into? What is this? All right. So now,
Bob, may I share really quick?
You did. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. I was talking with someone today about sacred body language.
And everyone, this is Cynthia. Go ahead, Cynthia.
My name is Cynthia. You can read it on the little square. And yes. And as I said, I was talking with someone today about sacred body language and how it's God talking to me about me, my inner self. And the question he asked was, well, how do you know it's real? And I said, well, let's find out. And he moved. And I asked him a question. And yes. And he moved again. And I asked him another question. And he said, yes. And he was just, every time it was right on. And he just, oh. I said, yes, your God is talking to you. And you are now listening. So it's beautiful the way it works. And it works every time.
Yep. And then people will try not to move, and they move even more. Whatever's in them about fear, their micro movements happen. They go, I didn't move at all. Yes, you did. Let me tell you, it's so cute. It's like, the people, I'm fine. Nothing going on here. And of course, their eyelids or their breathing or their whatever, their cheek would go, whatever. And it's not wrong. It's always, you got to see perfection. All right. So I'm going to demonstrate. So first of all, any of you that go, yeah, we start June 1 for our Kahuna. So Adam@masterysystem.com. We'll talk about that in a minute. That's enroll. Be with Adam. He'll help you in any way, shape, or form. Because I'm right now going little help here. I mean, a lot of help, lot of help here. Because by August, I choose to have a number of people more than we currently have in the saddle, capable to help themselves and their family, their friends, their community, whatever. All right. So what I'm going to do now is it's important that you don't, and Adam, I'm not sure what appendix the book has appendices, if that's what it is, unless you have an appendix in your body, and we'll see. That it's important that you don't name a disease because we don't work with them. I recommend you find just the symptom. In fact, when you name a disease, that's like not as helpful. So, and also I'm suggesting that whoever I work with tonight, it could be a repeating pattern, it is whatever it is. My request is that you don't pick something that you've been doing for 6,531 years. You pick something that's more cute or acute, a bit cute, more current. And again, you just name what it is physiologically. So again, if it's 26 years old, it still works. It's just that the pattern may be more entrenched. I'm going to get that. Then that person would have 26 or 27 years of denying the signals and talking themselves out of the upgrade. But if something's a little more acute, current, over the last year or two, from 1 month, 1 week, whatever it is, that's something that isn't started very much. It's a signal we can get to it pretty quickly. So, all right, who's ever first. Now, next thing before I go there, everyone, please stay fully present. Try not to move around much if you can help that. This is just for visually. If you have to move around a lot, just, put your camera off for a minute. Vote victory. The way I do it, you do it your way. Just for me, as I am, do it with me just so you can feel it. I am my own permanent victory in the light. So you start with yourself and something like that. For me, I love that statement. I am my own permanent victory in the light. And then who's ever speaking, in other words, we have a team of people right now, 28. Yeah, we have a team that are voting that person's victory while they're going up scale. And that makes a huge difference. Anybody that's ever played the game, it is a game changer right there. So I am your, say it, I am your permanent victory in the light. And then, and no dialogue or wonder, or, and many of you you'll be moving up scale as well. Now, one thing that happens when you vote victory, that's a blessing that comes through you. So you keep 60% of what you're blessing someone with. And by the law of the tithe, instantaneously, as you're igniting a blessing for someone, we all get a tenfold return. Read Deuteronomy. That's what it's about. Or if that person is helping others and you're voting that person's victory, you will get 100-fold return. Or if it's helping others, 1,000-fold return. That's why I finally figured out why we haven't been voting victory, because it's terrifying to our personality that will overflow, press down and overflowing. How many love crying in public? 7. Some are going, I'd rather not. What do I have to? I still don't love crying in public, and I'll do it. Some of you got more courage. I still do it. I'm like, everybody will make me. I mean, I will. I'll just do that. And I usually cry first, even in business, corporate coaching. 2 principals, I'm here to help their whole company. And all of a sudden I go, and I start to feel what they got up, and I'll have tears, and they're looking at me like, holy crap, Batman, what is up now? And I'm going, guys, I'm feeling right now, it's not your company, it's you guys. And they're going, ooh. Got it? How many get that? So are you willing to be the one that feels deeply, maybe before the other person is, because that can happen. Vote victory, seek perfection. All right, so who's ever first?
It's Marita. We got a couple volunteers.
Oh,
for
good.
you
Have at it.
reached
So,
out to me. So Marita will be first. Lena's on deck.
well, Marita, go ahead. Mic yourself, dear. Go ahead.
Hi.
And everybody vote victory. Yes, go ahead, my dear.
Well, I actually asked a question. Of course, I have an owie, but I'm really wanting to wrap my head around something that my daughter learned last week that's genetic. And she's freaking out because the probability of that C word is astronomically higher with this like defective gene, but it's like she's waiting. They wait until like if trauma triggers the gene, and she's just in this terrible fear. I mean,
How about she has been in a terrible fear?
she has been in terrible fear, and I don't know how to support her
How
because
about I choose to know how to support her?
I choose what?
Are you talking to me? This is where I go, you talking to me? I know.
Damn, I didn't hear you.
I know, honey, but that's the thought form, not you. So do you choose to help her?
I do, yes.
Okay. Now the yes is important. Just know that. And I'm using a whole system, so forgive me ahead of
Yep.
time. So cancer, if that's the word, is I've got to and I can't.
Okay.
Now say yes.
Oh, yes.
And the reason we're not gonna okay, sure, yep, right, yay, nay. Anything other than yay, nay, nay, sin, error, missing the mark. And I really realize this quantum physics. Let your yes be yes, let your no be no. Clear?
Okay.
So now, if that C word has existed, no matter what the modality, let's add this to it. I can and I am. Say it.
I can and I am.
No, you have to like fire it off as if you're resurrecting everyone in your entire lineage.
I can and I am.
Now that's it. That's stronger. Yes or no?
Yes, it is.
So what's your name for your creator?
Universe, spirit, God.
Okay, so
I
pick
use them
one.
all. Universe.
Okay, well, let's use God for now. Say I God can.
I God can.
No, not a question. I God can. No, I God can.
I God can.
Say it nice. Say it again. Nice.
I God can.
Yeah, say, like I can do all things through my anointed self, my Christ self that's strength. So the can is like cancer is I've got to with a feeling of I can't. So now say I can and I am.
I can and I am.
And how about I transmute the genetic pattern of that idea of I've got to and I can't. You're the one, yes or no?
No, it's my daughter.
No, you're the one to transmute the pattern.
Which pattern?
Cancer.
So
Hold on. Stay
I mean,
with
I
me.
can say
Wait,
that,
wait,
but if the genetic thing isn't from me,
genetics are controlled by thought, word, and emotional patterns. They've proven that now. Just go anywhere and do research, and DNA is controlled by thought. The word becomes flesh.
okay.
So-
See, this
so
is
now-
the kind of stuff I wanted to know.
I got it. So now the word becomes flesh, but I'm going to show you how to do it because you're not going to wrap your head around it. You're going to wrap your heart around it.
Okay.
I'll say yes.
Yes.
She did it. She caught it. So everyone vote her victory and her daughter's victory. So how about I raise my family above that C word? Say I raise my family.
I raise my family.
I empower, and it's emotional. You make sure you feel it. Just say it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I touch and I stay.
I touch and I stay.
And the very fact that you've got emotion going on means you're in the metamorphosis right now. Yeah, it's big. Yes or no? Just say I touch and I stay.
I touch and I stay.
Yeah, I choose to make this easy.
I choose to make this easy.
Yep. And now I empower my daughter
I empower my daughter
with health.
with health.
And now what you're giving yourself, I just say, I can.
I can.
Make it a little more emphatic. I can.
I could.
I know,
Oh.
honey. And vote her victory, kids. This is real. That's why I say this is sacred body language. I can. Say God can.
God can.
My God can.
My God can.
Yeah. And I am my God can.
I am my God can.
And I am my God I am.
Oh God, that was good.
Yeah. And here's what you heard. Now wait, pause for a second, Angel. Pause. Oh my God, her body felt the words happening. That's where the coach comes in. It's not just read the book, it's stay until there's a lit up something going on. And Marita right now is the metamorphosis of her family. Your heart raised your hand. Your heart had a question. And you thought, let me wrap my head around it, but your heart is the one coming online. And do you get in the presence of love, can disease exist, Marita?
No.
No. Everybody got it? Everybody clear on that? So do you get everyone, I mean, whatever's going on the planet, all the other C stuff, COVID stuff, whatever else, love makes us immune to it. It makes us a sun presence versus a moon picking it up. No, we become, and that the sound you made, that's why I have this little cow thing here. And I have 3 of them taped together in class when we're all together, because frequently the whole room's going, and I'm going, either that's our me self or too much beef. And I believe it's our me self. So I would stay with that. But Angel, do you get that you're actually lifting your daughter in you right now? Yes or no?
Yes, and I did not realize.
How about no, not I did not. I am just realizing. Try
I'm
it.
just realizing it, that I can do that.
Yes. And do you get 2 or more gathered in my name and I am there among them? So what you're doing now is you give it to you and your daughter gets it, especially because DNA is involved.
Even
So
though it's
how
not
do
DNA.
yes, you know, you have the same DNA. She has half your DNA if it's your daughter.
Right. But the naughty gene is from her dad.
Oh, hold on. I
Okay.
forgive her father. And by the way, she said that a minute ago. She went over to the nose and wiped it. And what that meant is just say, I forgive him.
I forgive him.
And I forgive that gene.
I forgive that gene.
And that gene has absolutely no power in my daughter's life.
Okay.
And thank you for your courage, dear. That gene, you right through it, honey. We're all voting for victory. I know. Believe me, I know. I mean, all I can say is I know. But right when you've got that tears going on, when we can speak right through that is when we're resurrecting it.
Yeah.
So I forgive that gene.
No
Say, I forgive
power.
that. Yep. And that gene has no power. Say that gene has no power.
That gene has no power.
And say God is the only presence and power acting.
God, you're just throwing them at me.
I'm that kind of guy.
I already forgot what you said.
That's all right, honey. And that's normal. You got it? Now she coughed a little bit, which now say I reclaim my will.
I reclaim my will.
I reclaim my God will.
I reclaim my God will.
Now say God is
God is
the only presence
the only presence
and power acting in every cell
in every cell
of my daughter, now and forever.
now and forever.
This is what the help we can give, kids. How you feeling, Marita?
So excited.
Yes. And how's your daughter feeling right now, wherever she is today?
She's overwhelmed, and I'm hoping that what we
No, give it to her. Give her, don't just keep it this way. Whatever you give yourself, imagine it, she's got it now. How does
Okay.
your daughter feel now that she's been made new?
hopeful, less stressful,
Now, hopeful, confident.
confident.
My daughter trusts.
My daughter trusts.
Yeah, I empower my daughter to trust.
I empower my daughter to trust.
And again, you just teach her what you just did here. You know, get the video of it. It'll be sent to you, whatever. Show her and have her get in the game. And that's really what it's all about. You say and feel, say the words and feel the meaning in each word that's in the book. Feel the me self meaning in each word deeply enough. And when we do, we have instantaneous manifestation.
Okay.
And every one of you, how many of you are agreeing, voting victory? We got our miracle. Yes, we got our miracle. So just say yes, my dear.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. And let's give her hands. That's courage. Thank you, dear. Yes. Awesome. Who else? So we'll jump in and get some more. So
Lena.
Mike. Yeah,
Lena,
thanks, Adam. I forget what I'm doing here. I remember.
Hi,
Who is it?
Lena.
Okay, good. Lena. That's fun because my wife was Helena and we called her Lena. So I know the name Lena really well. Go ahead, Lena.
Good.
What are you working on?
So I can't name the thing. So
Where in the body?
well, in my uterus. So I want to be pregnant with a healthy baby.
Well, first of all, with permission, I'll show you languaging. Now,
Okay.
voter victory already, kids. Yes, like I'm going to do what I do, but you voter victory. So I want, we're going to fix that, to be pregnant with how about say my baby?
My baby.
So do you drink soda that has diet soda? Do you drink that at all?
I used to, not anymore.
Good, because that's, I mean, we have so many people that try to get pregnant. We get them off diet soda and they're pregnant, be aware. So it's like, why? All right. So now just say, I want.
I want.
So how does that feel? I want means I lack. How does that feel?
Doesn't feel good. It's like it's not coming.
So if it doesn't feel good, how does it feel?
Distant.
Good, nice. I'm asking you some real challenging questions for all of us. Distant. How many got that? That's a visceral, that'll work. So now do you get that pregnancy was distant because you've been wanting instead of having, claiming, being, enjoying?
Hmm.
So how about I enjoy my healthy child?
I enjoy my healthy child.
Say it again.
I enjoy my healthy child.
Now what we're doing is going to the outcome of the outcome. So what do you have to give up to let yourself have your healthy child?
The story that, or the feeling that I won't be a mom.
Yep. So now just say I got my miracle.
I got my miracle.
I got my miracle baby.
I got my miracle baby.
And everyone is a miracle. How many know that? Every person here is a miracle. Some are weirder than others. We know that, but I'm just kidding. But all right. So now, Lena, do you understand that I want scripture, not religion, not at all. It says the Lord or the law or the I am that I am is my shepherd. I shall not want.
Hmm.
So how many heard that? That's the me self. That's your me self talking to us. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So instead of I want, I have my child. I keep almost saying daughter, but it's that's not it. So I have my healthy child. Say it.
I have my healthy child.
Yeah. And then again, if this is between you and God, so I don't let us touch it much at all. Clear. But do you get a sense that you move from want and doubt into what?
Into allowing and trusting.
You say, I allow
I allow
and I trust.
and I trust.
Say it again.
I allow and I trust.
Say it again.
I allow and I trust.
And notice you're conceiving right now the idea of your immaculate child.
Hmm. Again. Yes.
You're good. Now that's good. I like that. So if I play with it, it's because it's good. So now how do you feel that you simply had to move away from doubt? This is what you could look at this as transition in birthing. You're in transition in conception. So just say my love wins.
My love wins.
Say it again.
My love wins.
And what I can share with you from my own personal experience is all of us will have to purify ourselves for letting these great beings of light through into incarnation. Yes. So do you realize you wouldn't let yourself conceive, get pregnant, and have your child in doubt?
Yes.
You only do it in trust and allowance. What's happening in your body?
I'm feeling energy move and in this warmth, in not a bad way, but good, but it just feels I feel like this power moving through me.
Watch what she just said. It feels, I feel. It feels, I feel. So
Mhm.
now you did it. You automatically, this is why I love this. You went it with whether you knew it or not, you went, it feels, I feel. It feels, I feel. So stay with I feel, my.
I
The
feel.
more, yeah, say it again, I feel.
I feel
Say it again.
powerful. I
Yeah.
feel energy moving through me.
My energy moving through me.
My energy through me.
Or my God's energy, my creator's energy, or my, my mother, divine mother energy, whatever you do, the more our, I am stuff you can do, that you vibrate and bring a frequency into your being, which is preparing your womb. And pretty soon you'll have a womb with a view. That's a joke, forgive me, but it's one of my favorite ones, a womb with a view. So, and please vote her victory. Yes, their victory. Yeah, I'm going to get it. So how do you feel, Lena?
I feel good. I feel happy. I was feeling silly. Like I feel silly for even thinking the way that I've been thinking.
Yeah, but feelings are never silly. The mind makes up silly, but no, you have to love what you feel. Say, yo, doubt, I love you.
Yo, doubt, I love you.
I touch and I stay.
I touch and I stay.
And your love will unfold your doubt into trust and courage and confidence and faith and assuredness. And that's preparing your temple to be the doorway for a being or more, depending on what's divinely designed. See, all you have to do is love, and you win.
Hmm.
And then your child picks you. By the way, she just told me what it was going to be, but I'm not going to say because I may be wrong.
And I feel that I'm going to have a daughter.
Cool. That's almost what I said every single time. So, but I was like, zip it, buddy. You just shut up. You don't get to say that. So vote her victory. And then I'm asking all of you to hands off completely, put her in a tube of light with God. No more thought about it. Just I'm her victory in the light, period. And again, this is all sacred. Just don't mess ever with a conceiving person, because it's protected by the plan, God's plan. Thank you, dear.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, who else? Adam, I'm going to go. I finally figured out to go to you next.
It's funny. Tammy, you're up next. Tammy Hawksworth, if you can go visual, please.
Wave at me, Tammy, so I can find you. Okay, good. Thank you, dear. All right. Yes, ma'am.
I have an issue with my toe next to my big toe on my left foot. It is swollen and red and painful.
And left foot. So it's, and if I do it by the thumb, it's this finger, right? Direct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and left foot. So have you been blocking someone attempting to give you direction in understanding, female figure?
No, I've not.
Have you been blocking directing yourself?
Yes.
First of all, do you feel fully understood?
No.
By who?
By my family.
All right. Who in your family?
Almost everyone.
Well, but mostly females or males?
It's equal.
Okay, got it. And so is it about who you are in the world creatively?
Yes.
Cool. So the word trans, I'm just using, that's the benefit of those that are in the, how to build a question, a reversal. That's what I've. So now it's all good. So now do you get a sense of, all right, first I understand myself, say that.
I understand myself.
Yep. And I give myself permission.
I give myself permission
To forgive my family.
To forgive my family.
For not understanding me.
For not understanding me.
And so red, if something's red like that, hot, painful, whatever, or your head's getting a noogie right now.
Yeah.
Got it. And let her talk, honey, let her talk. So now do you get a sense of, all right, how about I move forward in a brand new way?
I move forward in a brand new way.
And because this is like in the hand, thumb is will, big toe would be will. This is direction. So now I easily receive my understanding.
I easily receive my understanding.
Say it again.
I easily receive my understanding.
And how accurate, how beneficial is that for you?
Very,
I
very.
mean, like on target, on task.
Yes.
Good. And notice once we get it, everyone, the symptom goes the minute you name it and resolve it. The symptom is not a cause. So everybody, if you can get it, like for me, I might work with it with somebody myself or whatever. And if it didn't move, there's more to translate. And all of a sudden, that's it. The minute we get it, the symptom can't exist anymore because we changed the cause. Cool. So vote her victory and her families. Yes, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Tammy. Good job. All right. Who else?
Kimberly Milligan, you're up.
Go ahead,
Hello.
Kimberly. What are we working on?
Something right in here. I found it last night and it's really tender.
Have you been holding back expressing something to a female figure or about creativity?
I am moving forward in
No,
my
it's a
ovulation.
yes, no question.
Oh,
Have
well,
you
it's
been
hap-
holding, and how many saw what she, how many right there? Have you been holding back expressing something to a
Yes.
female figure.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't even have to tell us what it is, but how do you feel about expressing to this person?
I feel, ooh, a little bit intrusive.
A little bit what?
Intrusive. It's a new relationship,
No,
and it's
notice
like I don't want.
intrusive. Think about that, intrusive. I mean, think about, because how many of this is not guarded under here? It's all wide open. If you like to kill somebody, just go and they're gone. I'm gonna get, and the lymph is in there. All kinds of stuff is in there. So now, how about all my truth is loved? Say it.
All my truth is love.
Yeah, and I easily partner with others.
I easily partner with others.
Now, with permission, when a little bit of a no on that.
Okay, I easily partner with others.
Yeah. How about I choose to easily partner with others?
I choose to easily partner with others.
And my world loves my expression.
And my world loves my expression.
And I'm secure in all my intimate expression.
I am secure in all of my intimate expression.
And so the lower jaw is feeling, the upper jaw is thinking. So underneath here, this is your inner conversation with yourself. Left side to be feminine, receptive, intuitive, creative, inflow. So how about just make a new agreement that my world loves what?
My world loves my input.
Say it again.
My world loves my input.
And notice her hand went like it gave energy, like there. Say it again. My world loves my input.
My world loves my input.
My input is valuable.
My input is valuable.
Cool. So does that help?
Let's see. It's still tender.
Now say it's tender.
Oh, it's tender.
So when did you make your feeling world an it?
Probably when I was like 3 or 4.
Probably when I was like 3 or 4. Probably, probably like, so 3 word codependence, like when I was 3 or 4. So we know that, not wrong. Babel's there, codependence is there. So now you're in this new state, you're moving into co-empowered.
Co-empowered.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Cool. So now how about I'm co-empowered?
I'm co-empowered.
Yep. And so you just stick with it, feel the meaning in each word, get really strong with it. Once you get it exact, relief.
All right. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
good job. I like, all right. Yes. All right. Yes. Good job. Thank you, Kimberly. All right, let's do one more.
The floor's open. Whoever chooses to come on down, you're the next contestant on. We have a solution.
All right, so let's do it this way. How many have learned something today? What'd you learn? Let's find out what you got out of this. Go ahead, Marilyn.
I actually wasn't putting my hand up to speak, but
Okay, well, what'd you get out of it? How's that?
it was just fascinating how quickly changes happened and how easily you saw things in her.
I agree. Even though I do it, I'm still amazed every single time. It's not boring. In fact, every moment I learn something new or a new way to say it or whatever. Most of what I love is how quickly we come through from the old to our new self. That's like grace happening so fast. Awesome. Thank you for not raising your hand and still raising your hand and talking. That was awesome, Marilyn. Thank you. Who else? What'd you get tonight? Go ahead, Marita.
I am super impressed by the ability, like, to be proxy almost, I want to say, that we can work with someone else. Like I can work with someone else, and I don't know how that works. It's just cool.
Well, and how about it's working?
It's working.
I mean, I love it. I have ways you know not of them. They're beyond finding out. So we don't have to know. That's so cool going, all right, how do I feel now that my daughter's resurrected and secure and healthy permanently? And then we go, oh, I feel, and it'll be tears. It'll be powerful. It'll be emotional. When we do that, it happened. And we just take the hands off. Thank you. Thank you, creation. Thank you, God, whatever. Yes. And
I'm curious, could it be possible to even have a condition that's like so concrete, like it's a gene?
Genes are just thought word and emotional patterns.
I know, but could it be possible that if she were to have that test again, it would have changed?
Always.
That's like mind blowing to me.
Cancel the mind blowing. No, good idea. No, let's
Okay.
not blow the mind. How about mind expanding?
Oh, I like
So
that.
how many know Dr. Charnel? Dr. Wolverton? All right. So she had the C. And so she was working for like 4 months doing everything you can possibly think of the right way. And she was able to come to a bio-opticography class, very similar to what I'll be teaching soon. And her eyes were up on a big screen, iPhotos, 24 meg camera. And I saw 4 death wishes. And she says later, when I asked, do you have 4 death wishes? She didn't say it then, but she says, if you knew what I was doing, you would never ask me that question. But she didn't say that then. And then so I asked a little bit more. And then we were done and it was recess and went over and I went, all right, Charnel, just say I can and I am, because what she had going on was I've got to and I can't. Cellular degeneration. And she goes, like, word, she said, she didn't say it then, but her story is hilarious and it's recorded. You can hear it. I like, all right, I can and I am, whatever. I said, say it again. I can and I am. Say it again. I can and I am. And then I said, Charnel, because she's trained in this with me. Put your me into it. Feel the meaning. Put your me into it. Oh, yeah, I can and I am. Say it again. I can and I am. Say it again. I can, like God in me can, God in me am. Say it again. 7 times maybe. Oh, I'll be right back. She has to go to the bathroom. She comes back about 5 minutes later. She says, you're not going to believe this. I said, yes, I will. So I'm in the bathroom and I pass all kinds of what it looks like to me are tumors. And I gave a poop joke because I didn't know what kind of thing she had. She goes, no, the other side, the other end. And she went back to all 4 physicians, completely clear. She was already prepared. She got to reverse the curse. Let the weak man say, I am strong. So what we're doing now is we've got all the decrees that reverse the pattern specifically into what it's meant to be. So could it be, if you can, all things are possible with God, yes or no, Marita?
Yes.
And so you felt deeply, remember that was translated to your entire lineage at that point and everyone you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not one, scripture, if you are not one, you are not mine. So your oneness has already raised your daughter. Like, remember the scriptural thing of, who touched me? Your faith has made whoever whole. How many get? These are like feeling of faith, trust, love, courage, forgiveness, all that stuff raises us above unease. There's only, scripture says it this way, not religion. It says, you'll know my grace because it's without effort. Notice what you did, Marita, was not with effort. It was just an unfolding.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very, very cool. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Keep it up. Thank you. Who else? What'd you get tonight? Anyone? Yes, Minnie.
It just amazes me every time I see you do this, how quickly you get to the cause. And I get touched every time you work with somebody. I was in tears when you were working with Marita. And it just, I'm just in awe. Have been doing this. I'm very new, and I'm still in awe. And I believe I will remain in awe.
Me, I'm in awe, shock and awe. And I do the same. I mean, I still have emotion. I still feel profoundly. It's not like old hat. It's more like every second of a new sunrise. It's watching a birth. And literally we're birthing, we're being made new, every one of us. And y'all get this, you can master this. I've got it systematized now. You can master it. Please master it. Do everybody get that? Because I'm one guy, and I might not read it the way you would read it. Every one of you will be immaculate when you do this. God through you will do it. And again, just imagine how quickly, in the twinkling of an eye, like a thief in the night, our world wakes up. The 100th monkey or morphogenetic fields where we go up, disease is over, because it means unease. I have ease. And there's only one true real ease, and it's grace. It means without effort. How many love the idea, not religion, the idea of being in a state of blessing by agreeing with that at all times?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Who else? What'd you get? Going
I got a
well.
good sweat.
Did you? Good. Good to see you, my friend. Jeez, it's been a
Good to see
while.
you.
Yeah,
It's
where
been a
are you
while.
now? Where are you?
I'm in Hawaii.
Oh, I'm fine. How are you? How are you? And which
Well,
island?
I'm on Big Island,
Oh,
though.
good.
I'm making my way to the southeast. I'm feeling called out that way.
Awesome. Well, I
Yeah.
look forward to seeing you again, my friend. It's been what, 20 years probably?
No, 2008. So
Okay.
13. We come up
Thank
to
you. All right.
we come up to a baker's dozen of years.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for being on tonight.
Yes, glad to be here.
Anyone else? What'd you get? Well, listen, come, Adam, go ahead.
I just choose to echo what my niece says. And for me too, every time I'm amazed. I mean, this is what got me hooked on what Bob's designed. And just like our vehicles, maybe newer versions, but everyone has an owner's manual. Bob, because of God through him and because of all of the studies and mastering of our body and the more than just our physical body, we have an owner's manual of what all of this stuff means. And me too, I'm amazed that every time this will work if someone's willing to play the game and stays and touches what they feel. And he's created a beautiful owner's manual that we can reverse everything. And to answer your question, Marita, my version is all things work together for those that love God, and I love God. I mean, we're all
things work
connected, we're
together
all
for
one.
good for those who
Thank
let's
you.
add for the
Sometimes.
good piece. Yeah.
And the point to that.
And Adam, pause for a second. Even though Bobette might have done all this stuff, you can do all of it, yes or no?
Yes.
That's what's important for me is everybody can do this. Go ahead. I'm just like the Bob buildup. It's like,
And that's a good point, because it's my belief that we have certain agreements before we come here to interact or work with or whatever it is. So my way, what's delivered through me by my God, is going to be perfect with whoever I'm working with, because I'm going to catch something different maybe than Bobette or Cynthia or any of the coaches or anyone that's trained in this, because that's how unique we are. And we've also called our people in. So it will work every time if we just trust. And there's just a beautiful system. Even if you're brand new, if you just follow the system every time, our bodies will always tell the truth until we get it. So meaning if you miss something or you're like, oh, what was that? Or I got to look it up. Like our bodies will come back around until we actually get it and ask the question that captures what that, what's being asked for. So me too. I mean, I love it every time. Body language is what got to me. And said it many times the last several calls, we live with our bodies all day long. So let's understand them and know what's being asked by our bodies, by our spirits, because every signal that shows up in our physical form is a call to make it, a new choice or change something. That's the only way it works for me. Is our bodies are that immaculate. God has designed our body, my body, this immaculate, that my spirit, my body direct me. And if I do get a signal, I know I'm off course. So I can readjust, get back on, recommit, and understand
and
what's
it could
being
be a
asked.
confirmation. It could just be a confirmation.
Yes.
Pretty soon you're having a partnership conversation. In other words, it doesn't have to be a signal that we're off course. It could be, you're on course.
And that's yes, good point to bring up as well. Yes. Period for now.
Victoria.
I love the trust and the upgrading of trust for voting victory for everyone who is going upscale. I love trusting that there's more in me and pull it out and trust that God has already delivered. Again, and again. I have my internet's been going, I am unstable internet. And I said, like hell, watch me. All night long, I've been upgrading my internet and upgrading my intensity, and I am having so much fun. Thank you.
Good job. I love it. Get your hands, get you out of that. Awesome, cool. Thank you. Cynthia.
As a facilitator, I remember God in me can. And many times when I'm working with someone, a question will come forth from me, from my God. And it's like, who said that? Where did that come from? And God in me is talking. And because the call has been made from the person to my God to upgrade. And I am the vessel. and God speaks through me to do his divine plan in each person that God calls to me. And so and in the past, I doubted, wow, can I even do this? Is this okay? What if I forget? All the questions, cancel, clear, all of that. And just remembering my God in me can. My God in me knows the answers. My God in me knows the questions. My God in me speaks. And so my faith and my confidence, I did a Bio-Optic. Okay, I'm going to tell a short story. I did a Bio-Optic holograph request for an eye reading. Got my camera, got my pictures up on the screen, had my appointment set, and looked at the eye and typed up a whole lot of notes of what I could possibly say. Cancel, clear. And I got on my call. My notes were on the printer. Like, what? All my stuff was downstairs. Nothing was anywhere near me so I could do my facilitation. And God's like, watch me. Watch me. I can do this. And God stepped in. Was there anything on my paper that I said? No, not at all. God in me did it all. And just when I call forth my God in me, he delivers every time. And it boosts my confidence in every session I have.
It's so good. And me as well. I learned all this by being present in the moment. And my heart would say it, and I'd be, note to self, that's a really good question right there. Where'd you learn it? From my God talking through me. And how many go, when I say I share with all my team, all facilitation is self-facilitation. All coaching is self-coaching. I mean, how cool is it? I work me. I remember I'll share a little story now. I'd like to share a little story, please. Do I have permission to facilitate you? I asked the 3 questions. I started. And all of a sudden, I'm voting victory. That's all I needed to do. That's all I said was, other than we're done or something. And thank you so much. What you had to say was so important. I didn't say anything. I just voted victory. And they heard all kinds of, did all the talking. And how cool is that? That everyone, Adam said it, that the person, or Cynthia, the person makes the call. We're a vessel. I'm going to get that. I just like to let you know what's available and realize, as Marita did, that you're going to be a surrogate for everyone in your world. There's only one of us here. And the book was, I always had everything in the book. I always had all that. It's now everybody can have all that. And I'm going, whoa, please, dear God, bring our team together, whoever's meant to be our first wave, bigger wave than we currently have. And we've got a number of people trained in it, only let's just say this can happen very quickly. I'm going to get that. And so if you get a yes, please jump in. Talk to Adam at masterysystems.com. And because it's a holiday weekend, it'd be good to reach out to him ASAP, and he'll figure out a way forward for you to jump in for June. We have all kinds of ways to train yourself in addition to what we're doing. So, and from now on, everything I do is going to be about my word made flesh, because I have a blueprint for all the people that study it are going to, I don't like that. Many people who study it are going to be highly benefited by being with somebody, so they can just be present and be fully present, and you can read out and translate to them who they are, what they're saying, and ask them a question versus tell them anything. So any comments or questions?
The oil I used tonight was Into the Future.
One of my faves. Me too. And then, all right. And then add to that. But it's fun to see what we've got for decrees on these things. Vaughn and I,
yes.
We got a couple months in on it. I'll put it that way. There's a lot that went into distilling everything on the question. And then the decrees were easy for me. That part's easy. And we would find a particular oil, and I'd go get mine, she'd get hers, and we'd work with it for a while, because it wasn't just what it fixes, it's what it restores. How many love that? And every one of the names of all the oils that Gary has named that are blends, wow. He obviously is hooked up and wherever he is now in the heavenly realms, left 2 years ago, whatever it was, like last week. I mean, it was almost like his anniversary was not very long ago. But anyway, the point is, he was hooked up. And now it's all built for us to be able to work. And now we're adding a whole new way to play the game. So the oil isn't just, oh, it gets rid of something. No, it restores something. And let's get on to what is my life restoring? So into the future. Yes. Cool.
Yes.
Anyone else? Comments, questions? And those that are in recording, listen to this right away because they haven't listened to it, but make sure you listen to it right away. So that either we're sending it out for the rest of the 20 or 70 some people, and listen to it right as soon as you get it, listen to it, because take action, because June 1 is when the first Sacred Body Language translation starts. And you start with just that. You can go that and Bio-Optic, or you can go that Bio-Optic and Life Upgrade Coaching. The whole thing is a package, kinds of savings in it. So come play. It was great seeing all of you. Those that went tonight, thank you for your courage. Everyone, thank you for your courage. I mean, it's glorious, truly glorious. How many of you moved upscale with Marita? How many had to get tissues out? I frequently, when I'm in fact, the first time I was on stage with Gary Young, we were all crying. This is back in the 1800s, what I call it, where there was only 1,200 people in convention, if you can imagine, 1,200 versus 30,000. So I went and I started my sharing with this. All right, everyone, I'd like to talk to you about conscious language. So anyway, I'm going to get like the eyes do this thing every now and then when we feel a lot. So vote victory. Yes, everyone. See perfection. Pat yourself on the back. We did great. Thank you all. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, each and everyone. Come play.